A bad sales hire doesn't just cost you a placement fee. It burns leads, stalls your pipeline, and flatlines momentum. In 2026, with so many sales recruitment agencies out there, how do you find the one that actually delivers? Today, we're breaking down the best sales recruitment agencies, what they specialize in, and how to choose the right partner for your team. Let's get into it. What does a bad sales hire actually cost you? This is the question that keeps founders and revenue leaders up at 2 a.m. Because, spoiler alert, we aren't just talking about coughing up a recruiter's placement fee. The true cost goes way, way deeper than that. Getting a hire wrong in a relationship-driven sales role has a massive compounding cost. In jobs where success is all about learning your product inside out and building real relationships over months, a bad hire means you literally lose all those months of ramp time you just invested. You burn through precious leads, and the absolute worst part, you're staring down a completely stalled pipeline. It doesn't just cost you money, it totally flatlines your business's momentum. Okay, moving on to agency match, finding the right sales recruitment partner. The fix for avoiding these incredibly costly mistakes isn't just closing your eyes and pointing a list. You've got to match an agency's unique superpower to your specific bottleneck. Think of this as your quick mental map, an agency matchup cheat sheet for the top 7 firms. Notice we aren't ranking them here. We're categorizing them by their absolute specialty. We've got Pearl Talent for managed services, Hire with Near for LATAM regional sourcing, Korn Ferry handling executive search, Insight Global for technical sales, Sales Talenting for consultative selling, Peak Sales for high-growth B2B reps, and finally Porter Group taking care of RevOps. When you're comparing the best sales recruitment agencies, understanding each one's specialty is the key to making the right match. Next up, navigating niche experts and their specialties. How you hire a VP of sales is fundamentally different from how you hire a bilingual SDR, right? Let's look at the extreme ends of the spectrum to see how wild the differences really are. On one side, you have Korn Ferry. They're this massive global executive search firm. If you need a heavy hitter like a chief revenue officer, they will map out the entire global talent pool for you. But heads up, it is slow, it's incredibly thorough, and yeah, it's expensive, usually running you a 25% to 35% fee of the first year salary. On the total flip side, we have Hire with Near. Their whole model is regional, strictly focusing on bilingual Latin American talent. If your biggest priority is time zone overlap with the US and custom pricing, this is absolutely their sweet spot. They offer fast placements with time zone-aligned talent, while global search firms come with high fees and long timelines. Moving right down our list, we've got Insight Global. This is your go-to agency for highly technical sales experts. We're talking cybersecurity, crazy complex enterprise software, medical devices, the hard stuff. The real game changer here is that technical sales recruiters at Insight Global actually have enough technical knowledge to evaluate if a candidate can credibly walk a prospect through a complicated value proposition. They test super heavily for learning agility. If you're looking at contract roles with them, just know you can expect a 30% to 50% markup on the candidate's pay rate. Next up is Sales Talent Incorporated. They specialize in consultative closers. What makes them so unique is that their recruiters are actually former sales professionals themselves. You know, they can spot that critical difference between someone who just gives a really polished interview and someone who can actually close a deal. They focus on those long relationship-driven cycles like SaaS and medical, and they even throw in ongoing post-placement coaching to help reps ramp up faster in those complex environments. Data-driven vetting like this ensures quality and fit from day one. Then we have Peak Sales Recruiting. If you're a high-growth B2B company looking for quota-carrying reps to hunt down 7-figure contracts, you're going to want to listen to this one. Their vetting is insanely rigorous. Candidates get put through intense role-playing, pipeline analysis, and get this, reference checks that actually include former customers, not just former managers. They pull from a huge pre-vetted database of over 15,000 reps, usually for a 20 to 30% fee. The best sales recruitment agencies like Peak Sales streamline sourcing, interviews, and onboarding to save you time and deliver top talent. But actually, hold on. What if your problem isn't closing deals at all? What if your real bottleneck is messy marketing handoffs or broken lead scoring? Well, that is exactly where Porter Group steps in. They specialize in revenue operations and systems optimization. They're the ones placing people who are completely fluent in HubSpot, Salesforce, and Marketo, just making sure the systems feeding your sales team are running perfectly. Multiple touchpoints like this surface the strongest candidates who can actually handle the complexity. End-to-end recruitment pipelines like Porter Group's deliver consistent results by matching talent to your exact operational needs. Let's jump to the next section, 5 rules for choosing a sales recruitment agency. So we've covered the who, but now we really need to pivot to the how. Here are your 5 golden rules for evaluating absolutely any agency before you sign on the dotted line. Rule 1. Industry fit over size. Seriously, an agency that's placed 50 specific SaaS executives is going to serve you way better than one that's placed 500 generalists. Rule 2, and please write this one down, look at retention. A fast placement means absolutely zero if the rep bails in 4 months. Always ask for their 6 and 12-month retention rates. Rule 3, understand the full cost, including replacement guarantees and payroll. Rule 4, test their communication early on during the sales process. And Rule 5, think of them as a long-term partner who will actually learn your culture, not just a one-and-done transaction. All right, moving into our final section, Pearl Talent and the managed service approach. We really want to see what a rigorous managed service recruiting model looks like in actual practice. And to truly understand Pearl Talent, we kind of have to contrast them with traditional outsourcing. So most standard BPO, or business process outsourcing, firms run on this bench method, right? They hire in massive volume, train up a bench of generalists, and basically just match you with whoever happens to be available. Pearl Talent totally flips the script on this. They use manual screening and long lead times in traditional recruiting, but Pearl's managed service recruiting offers curated talent pools and accelerated hiring. They do an individualized headhunting search for every specific role, pulling top-tier talent from local companies and universities across Latin America, the Philippines, and South Africa. 0.8%. Nope, that is not a typo. It's a pretty wild number that just highlights the extreme rigor of Pearl Talent's vetting process. They have a candidate acceptance rate of 0.8%. Think about that. Before you, the client, ever even glance at a candidate's profile, over 99% of applicants have already been filtered out. So how on earth do they filter so intensely? Well, they use a really specific 4-step gauntlet to make sure candidates can actually contribute from day one. Step 1, top grading interviews, skills assessments, and deep communication evaluations. Step 2, pre-onboarding boot camps, so the talent arrives fully locked in and prepared. Step 3, a super rigorous first-month pressure test to absolutely guarantee the fit. And Step 4, 30-, 60-, and 90-day performance check-ins to provide ongoing coaching. All of this intense data rolls up into their managed service package, which starts at $3,000 a month. For that, you get a dedicated recruiter who completely owns your search end-to-end. Your payroll, your compliance, all those HR headaches, totally handled by them. Every placement gets AI tools training. And remarkably, even with this super customized search process, most roles are still filled super efficiently in just 14 to 21 days. Pearl delivers vetted sales talent across technical and soft skills, making sure you get someone who can perform from day one. It's just a wildly optimized system. Well, that brings us to the end. But before you go, I want to leave you with something to really chew on. Remember that compounding cost of a bad hire we talked about earlier? The lost time, the totally burned leads? If you're stuck managing the wrong reps, or just struggling to find the right ones, who is building your pipeline while you figure it out? So if you're ready to stop wasting time on bad hires and start building a high-performing sales team, head over to pearltalent.com. You'll find vetted, top-tier talent and a managed service that takes the headache out of recruiting. If this was helpful, like the video and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.